Hello, YouTube. I am back. Another video. It is I, the novice, the novi. Just call me Rashid, whatever. um, it's day 5 of the quarantine and the walls are closing in. No, I'm joking. No, seriously though. I've been watching a lot of pilot episodes because of obvious events that's been happening recently. Staying indoors. And I watched something called Hunters. It's an Amazon show. Don't ask me how I watched it because I don't have a subscription. But it stars Logan Lerman. He, if you've seen those really bad Percy Jackson movies, he's Percy Jackson in those movies. I'll be honest, I like Lightning Thief. I just don't. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, it has Al Pacino in it as well. Some other people, randos. Actually, has a known face from a certain sitcom that came out a few years ago, but he's in the background, so whatever. Anyway, like I was saying, yeah, I watched this show called Hunters. And by the way, this is gonna be the first in a bunch of videos I do, just reviewing like pilot episodes or the half seasons, because I'm trying to find a show that I really like instead of just watching any show. If you guys saw my last video with Mandalorian, my Train of Thought video, I've been watching shows, but I feel like I settle, and there are flaws in these shows I watch, but yeah, I keep like I'm so in love with the idea of them that I just keep watching it, and I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm gonna try hard to not do that. At least with the things I review and talk about on on this channel. So yeah, Hunters. What do I think about this show? First impressions. Okay, I say first impression is that the camera work. I really like the camera work. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna be like looking down every so often at my notes. So yeah, it's just something I'm trying just to take in more information instead of just going off the dome. Tell me if you think what works. Because my other videos have been off the dome before this, but this one isn't. Um, yeah, I like the camera work. There's certain shots in the show where it's like, oh, you can tell they're really trying to think about what they're doing. There's a shot where the main character, Logan Lerman, he's walking down the street, and it's almost like I don't even know how to describe it. I had to be like a super duper film student, but it tracks him from a distance, and it comes slowly in, and you just see it. I love shit like that. I love that. Um, Also, I just love it's set in the 70s. The main character said there's flashbacks to other periods that I won't get into because I don't want to spoil it. Go watch it. But yeah, set in the 70s. I love that film. That something about it. I think it's to do with like black exploitation and crime dramas. I'm a Luke Cage fan, not the series, but the comic book, the character. I just like the idea, shit like that. I like the idea of just like a kind of over exaggerated, if you will, like just dark and seedy type cities, whether it's New York, London, whatever it is. I love the idea of that shit. That's that's it for me. And it always plays like a comic book origin. Speaking of Luke Cage, because this kid's unassuming, um, gets bullied because he's Jewish. Um, just lives on the block, working class with his grandma. Yeah, it does give you a bit comic book vibes. Yeah, that's some Spider-Man shit. But then something happens, which is unfortunate to the main character. And I'm kind of spoiling the episode. You know what? Should I do spoilers? I'll say minor spoilers. I'll say spoilers. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna spoil it. It's about I'll get to the twist, but you uncover certain mysteries through his storyline, the main character, and through other storylines. So there's a storyline about a detective played by some woman. I don't know the actor's name or the character's name, but it's some black woman. And first off, I like that character because you can tell she's on the job. She's about that business. She wants to get the job done. She doesn't want to like think about whatsoever. But obviously, she's a black woman in the 70s. But it feels like she just wants to get on with it. She doesn't want to use that as a crutch. But that is a thing in front of her that they make it clear. But the way the storytelling is, it doesn't feel like she's trying to shake it in your face. Like you better like this, or you're racist, or so and so. No, she just struggles. It's showing instead of telling, which I love. Show don't tell. So I think I've mentioned it in my other videos about some of the other stuff I've seen and reviewed. But yeah, I really like stuff like that. So it follows like two storylines. The main character, her, and she's uncovering mysteries about people who have been dying. Um, and this is another thing I love about the show. The flow of story, like it builds slowly more and more, but it doesn't feel like anything's too complex. I admit I'm slow, man. There's a lot of shows that are probably good shows. Like I've seen Breaking Bad, the pilot, first 5 minutes. How many times? Game of Thrones, especially the first maybe 10 minutes of season one. I've seen it a bunch of times before I actually started watching it and finished it last year. Breaking Bad, so many shows where I usually just don't follow, whether they're A plus or the B shows. This is the first time where I got the broad gist of it. It was easy enough to follow, but you could tell it was building more and more, like things that I felt it didn't need to explain right now. So it could keep that air of mystery. I like that. I really like the type of stories. I want to try and review some more of that stuff on my channel. So that's another plus for me. And then with this detective character, you start to realize following her and the main character that there's something going on. There's like a big conspiracy, if you will. And then you find out that at the end of the episode that something goes sideways, and you find out, oh shit, this is like some low key. There's a reason the show's called Hunters. I don't want to spoil it. That's the thing. I feel like I've almost implied it through something I've said. I don't know if anyone will catch it, but this is a good show. I haven't even spoken about Al Pacino's character, but that's because to me, he wasn't even the highlight. He was a good, it was a good thing him being in this episode, and I liked his relationship at the start of it. But I'm talking to someone who has seen the first episode and a bit of episode two. So I've even gone back. There's like other shows I've been watching. I've even thought I think I watched it like a week ago or so. So it's now I just decided, you know what, stop putting off this review. Just do it now. But guys, seriously, go and watch the show. It's a good show. The camera work is good. Oh yeah, I forgot. It was on my mind. You know what I love about the show? Mini bosses and bosses. Something that's always bothered me. About whether it's superhero stuff, action stuff, thrillers, modern day stuff. It never feels like they have the kind of villains I want, which is like a capable mini boss who gets shit done. By the way, this another thing I love about the show. It doesn't hold back on the violence. Maybe that's a common thing with Amazon shows because other Amazon shows I've seen, Jack Ryan and The Boys. And if you guys, I have a review of The Boys season one on this channel. I love the violence of that shit. They do not hold. Amazon, all you have to do is keep releasing bangers. Jack Ryan is to me at best like a B minus. So season one especially was good. Season two, she was mediocre. Anyway, but yeah, this show is violence. It has violence in it, and I love it. And there's a guy in the show who's a mini boss, I'll say. And even though he's not high on the food chain, he still feels like that dude. Like he'll work through some. I love that shit. I love it. And then who else? There's another scene that I love as well. It's so, don't even know how to describe the show. It's like it, it really does feel like some comic book origin. I think that's why, but it's not. It's like old school thrillers that I used to watch. Thing before I got into like modern day kind of movie trends with Marvel movies and all that stuff. That's why I like it so much because it gives me that comic book vibe, but it's not. What else about the show? I just feel like this is the start of like training missions for the main character. And let me get to the twist. I'm gonna spoil it, okay? The twist is that the main character, played by Logan Lerman, his grandmother dies because she is killed, I believe, by someone, either a Nazi, a neo-Nazi, or something to do with that. Because her and Al Pacino's character, who I mentioned earlier, they are part of a group of people who literally they are Nazi hunters. They track and find Nazis, and it didn't just come about like some over the top kind of thing where oh yeah we're gonna just like a Django Unchained or something like that. Um, they really they explain why they do it. I don't know if that's oh yeah it's in episode one where they explain why they do it and how they came to do it, and that there are people who they realized you know what they don't deserve to be living this life, and I get that they don't. So yeah, you know why not take the thing into our own hands? We've gone through all the proper um, procedures before with authorities. They didn't listen, so we decided to take it upon ourselves, get the thing done. I like that. I like that, and they have their own squad as well that they reveal. They actually tease them a bit through the episode. I love this show, man. The vibe. I hope it's the rest is what I think it is. I hope it is. I'm scared it won't be, but I hope it is. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this. Yeah, like I love some of the camera work. I love the mystery. Like it's easy to follow, but it leaves you wanting more with things that they throw in there. I love the kind of mini boss structure. The people here who are top, and the people who are not as top. They still everyone feels like, oh, you know what? This is gonna be a challenge to take this person out. It's gonna be a physical and intellectual challenge. It's gonna be an intellectual challenge to take out the next guy, the next lady, the next whoever on top. An intellectual challenge as well as a physical one. That I had to kill this person, but I also had to outsmart them. You know. So yeah, that's my review. I love the show, camera work, mini bosses, the mystery, the setting. This is like 2 thumbs up, man. Like and subscribe. Hope you like this. See you, man.